Hello everyone, my name is Mystic. So today's discussion video is going to be a shorter one, mostly based on a discussion I had with some friends a few weeks ago, or maybe a month ago now. I wanted to explore and explain some aspects of the Dragon Ball afterlife, and get into Vegeta's dubious dealings in heaven and hell, and basically my stance on where he goes. So, if you guys like this sort of content, please be sure to press the like button, and let me know so that I can make more discussion videos in the future. But without further ado, here's the afterlife and Vegeta's status there. So first, let's explain what exactly the afterlife even is in the Dragon Ball universe. The afterlife, otherwise known as Otherworld, is a place where deities and dead souls of mortals in the Dragon Ball universe reside. After you die, your soul, and sometimes a copy of your body, is sent to Otherworld so that you may be judged and sent to either heaven or hell. This system is something I'll explain more in depth later, but first let's continue with the description of the afterlife. In Otherworld, there are a few different places that aren't afterlife related that you can go to. For example, King Kai's planet resides in Otherworld, as well as other deities' realms such as the Grand or Supreme Kai's realms, and other minor deities like Princess Snake or Anin residing near or within Otherworld. All of this is to say that Otherworld is a complex realm filled with interesting and lively beings and gods. There's even a tournament held by the lower Kais, King Kai and his cohorts of the Directional Kais, to entertain Grand Kai, Paikon, Olibu, pretty interesting fighters who used to be alive in the past. Now, let's get into the main subject of the video, Vegeta and Hell. I made this video out of the firm belief that Vegeta is not going to Hell. But Mystic, I hear you asking, Vegeta himself said it in the Moro arc that he's probably going to Hell. And I don't exactly disagree that he said that. I just think that he's wrong. Vegeta, by the time of Moro, had 1000% redeemed himself. At least, by the eyes of Otherworld. But how exactly do I know? Well, now I'll be getting into a bit of theory crafting. So here's where I'm going to explore the judgment system of Otherworld and how it works. So, let's explore the two ways that heaven can possibly work. Heaven could work on either a karmic system or a judgment system. I'll explain both as quickly as I can. A karmic system of judgment would mean that the judges, aka King Yenma, look at your actions and weigh them as either good or evil actions, and determine whether or not that's good or evil, and also taking into the account the time frame of which these crimes are committed. For example, in a better way to explain this, say someone saves 2 planets from destruction. Obviously, they'd be deemed as a good person. Now, let's say this hypothetical person had either intentionally or unintentionally destroyed a planet before they saved the other 2. In that case, they'd still be deemed as good because A, they did more good than evil, and B, the good actions were more recent and are more reflective of their character. However, if someone saves 2 planets but then goes on to destroy a planet before dying, killing millions of people, they'd obviously be deemed as evil, since their most recent actions are more indicative of their current character. So, although I call it a karmic system, it isn't just a simple balance of a scale, it's based on your recent character rather than every single action you've committed in the past. This is important to my point later, and I'll explain why it probably is one of these two systems in a second. A judgment system of judgment is pretty simple. It just takes a look at your soul and sees how much evil is stored in your heart. Now, how can you have evil in your heart? Well, there's actually much evidence in the Dragon Ball series that good and evil are demonstrable forces that can be measured and felt. Gods, Goku, hell, even people with minimal ki control can sense evil and good inside of people. This is also based on the fact that the Soul Scrubber, which is used for reincarnation and the like, exists and is able to, quote-unquote, erase evil from a soul. meaning that it's something that can also be removed entirely from the soul, artificially or manually. For instance, two characters who have canonically gone through the Soul Scrubber are Kid Buu, who had all the evil removed and reincarnated it into Oob, and technically Janemba, who had all the evil energy stored within the Soul Scrubber poured onto the Psyche Demon, creating the fat Janemba we know today. Now, both of these systems are consistent with religions and ideology, such as Shintoism and Hinduism, that Dragon Ball is based off. So, I think they're the most logical way for souls to be judged in Otherworld. So, with those two systems in place, let me explain why I believe Vegeta passes both systems in terms of goodness. Now, Vegeta's soul being judged for evil is the easiest to explain. Simply put, pretty much in any continuation after Dragon Ball after the Buu Saga, Vegeta's soul would be overwhelmingly more good than evil. End of Z? Most definitely a good soul, despite still being brooding. GT? It's even more of a good soul than End of Z. He's decided to put his pride aside and acknowledges Goku's immense strength that keeps him going. He grows on his own, he loves his family. He's a good person, a good dad, and even more of a good friend in GT. Now in Super, I don't see any point in Super where Vegeta can be considered an evil individual. His actions, while more aggressive than Goku's actions throughout the sequel series, are always with good intent. Threatening to destroy Universe 6 Sadala? It was all an act to get Kaba to turn into a Super Saiyan. His vicious attack against Frieza in Resurrection of X? Come on, how can that ever be interpreted as evil? Vegeta in Super is a good person, even willing to miss the tournament of power for his daughter's birth to support his wife. Vegeta in this system would be sent straight to heaven. Now let's look at a karmic system of judgment. This gets a bit more complicated, but I still believe that Vegeta passes this test. In every sequel series to Z, Vegeta has gone out of his way not only to protect Earth and his family, but the universe at large, and even contributed to saving multiple universes, literally saving countless lives. Although in the past, Vegeta was a ruthless murderer who killed possibly hundreds, even thousands of people. In the present, Vegeta has saved the universe and multiverse dozens of times. Vegeta even made a promise to Kaba to revive Universe 6 if they won the Tournament of Power, a selfless act he didn't need to do. He could have used the wish for anything. He even gave Goku some of his energy as he fell out of the ring, contributing to the victory of Universe 7 and the revival of all the universes lost in the Tournament of Power. In a fair karmic system of judgment, those actions would not be ignored, and Vegeta would safely go on to heaven. In conclusion, Otherworld is an extremely interesting place, where many fun characters and places reside. Alongside Goku and his family, Vegeta will also be present in the wonderful and amazing realm as Heaven, as well as Deborah and Videl. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do like this, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps out the channel, and it lets me know that you guys want more discussion videos like this in the future. So, without further ado, I'll see all of you in the next video. Bye-bye!